Welcome back to the Sports Unleashed podcast. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Benda.
Will Rab.
So a lot's going on since the last time we had one of these. We're finally into the playoffs for CFP. We're in the Final Four. Starting tomorrow, it's Ole Miss versus Miami, Florida. And then Friday, we got Indiana versus Oregon in a rematch. Speaking of Miami, Florida, I want to talk about this quick, how they absolutely dominated Ohio State. As a Buckeye fan, that was hard to watch. And Will Rob can get into it later. He was there. He had experienced it in person, which sucked ass. But, I mean, the game just came up front. I mean, we just got destroyed. There's no other way to put it. They were ready to play. We weren't. So, I mean, it happens. I mean, our defense, what's been good all year, didn't even play bad, to be honest. I mean, we gave them 7 points. If you take away that pick six, that Sayin threw, I'm not going to blame it on Sayin because Jeremiah Smith could have made a pretty good block, but he missed him, and the guy just picked it off right in front of his face. And that gave them 7 points. I mean, if you take that away, it's a tie ball game. And then if we go down and score, we're up 7 points, and that game's completely different. But, yeah, their defense, they got after us. Bain, Messidor, they're a beast. I mean, if Bain's not a top 10 pick after that performance, I don't know what to say. He's a great defensive edge rusher. And, I mean, we're going to lose a lot of defensive pieces. We've lost Downs already. Igbinosun's gone. And then offense, we lost Tate. So, I mean, we're going to regroup. We'll reload. We'll be back. We got a tough schedule next year. I mean, we got Oregon, Texas, Indiana, USC, Michigan. I mean, I know Michigan has a tough schedule as well, but I think we'll just reload. We got Sayin coming back again. He's going to be more experienced. I think he'll be fine. Smith will be back. Chris Henry's coming in. I mean, with transfers in and out. We'll just see. But sucks that we're not playing tomorrow, but I kind of think it's a good thing because it's a little wake-up call for us that, it's time to go back to being dominant up front.
I can go ahead and talk about this for a bit just because I was there. It was honestly a shock to me how much their lines just dictated the pace of the whole game. I mean, they could realistically do anything they want in terms of their defensive scheme, and they'd get to say in almost every play. And Sayin, I'm honestly very disappointed with how he played because he would just hold on to it for so long, and he would never throw the ball away. He would always take the sack. And in a game like that, you just can't do that. There were multiple times where he could have threw it away. It would be 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10, but instead he takes a 10-yard loss. And that just screws over the whole drive. And that one throw that he made, while there wasn't great blocking, you got to at least have the vision to see the guy coming straight for it. And that's honestly what lost us the game. That and the missed field goal before half were the huge differences in potentially winning the game and just straight up losing it. And the offense itself, I think that we couldn't get any blocking. The downfield passes were somewhat there, but by the time we got to that, it was too predictable because we had nothing else going for us. And our offense looked shut down. Our defense looked unprepared, especially in the run game. Got ran all over, especially late in the game. And that last drive was just terrible to watch. They took all the time off the clock, and we ended up letting them score. I think if we did that the previous play, it would make a lot more sense. I don't really know why we, straight up play defense or that one play, then let them in. Afterwards, didn't really make sense, but it was over after that. It was very frustrating to watch. And I think that you really need to have a conversation as a committee about changing the whole format and schedule of the whole season in general. Because you just see so many of these teams that were great all season long just get honestly dominated in these quarterfinal games because they get almost a month in between the games. They need to change this a little bit. Maybe shorten the season in terms of before the playoffs and after the regular season, just so maybe it starts a week sooner. Got these 25-day breaks before, you play another game. It just really throws off a team's rhythm. And having a game against a cupcake the week before helps all these other teams. Or in Miami's case, actually a really good team that prepared them even better. But going into the next season, I think that we're losing some key pieces, especially in the wide receiver room. We're still waiting on what Ennis is going to do. But if he comes back, I think that it'll still be really good. Obviously, we get Jeremiah and then Henry coming in. But if we get another guy, potentially Cam Coleman, that'd be really good. And I'm interested to see what the defense is going to be like because losing a lot on that side of the ball. Caleb Downs just announced he'd be gone, like we expected. Obviously, both linebackers are going to leave, but we need a lot. We need a lot to come in through the portal on that side of the ball. I think the lines can both get much better. That's something we really need to work on, and our toughness. And really hoping that Sayan could kind of turn the page and become even better because, as much as I hate to say it, some of the things that were said about him not facing pressure were right. And as soon as he did, he made some mistakes. And he's going to need to, be ready with that pressure and maybe even be able to scramble a little bit because he would never, ever do that. We're going to need something like that or else it'll be the similar result as it was this season.
Yeah, great. I mean, I saw we have a bunch of transfers visits. I mean, Chaz Coleman from Penn State, he was visiting either yesterday or today. I mean, that would be a huge addition to the edge. We got a receiver transfer from UTSA. He's a kind of a speed guy. I really hope we get DeAndre Moore from Texas. That would be awesome, but we'll see how that goes. I don't think we're getting Cam Coleman just because I don't think we're going to pay the money. We're not going to pay two receivers that amount of money, I don't think. Even though I think Smith's better, I still don't think we'll pay any of those guys. I mean, I know we have two Alabama defensive linemen coming in for visits. We had an all Big Ten linebacker from Wisconsin. So it's not like we're bringing in guys. You see all these freshmen that are transferring, freshmen, sophomores. Experience is the key thing. I mean, if you looked at the last two Natties, Michigan had a lot of veteran experience, won the Natty. Ohio State last year, a lot of veteran experience, won the Natty. This year, Indiana, for example, a lot of veteran guys on that team. I mean, they could win the whole thing. I don't know if you were to say that 3 months ago, you would have thought I was an absolute idiot. But the way they've looked throughout these last three games, I mean, they absolutely just fucked Alabama. There's no other words around that. I mean, Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore is going to be an incredible game, I think. The fact that it's not – I hope this is for next year. And, well, Rob, you can say if you listen or not. I think next year, starting next year, the quarterfinal games with the byes, they should host them on campus. I think that would be the perfect fix for this. I mean, if that game's at Ohio State, we saw what happened last year. A team went and played at Ohio State. They got ran out of the fucking building. That game was over in the first half. I mean, imagine Indiana hosted Alabama. It's probably the same result. What if Texas Tech hosted Oregon in Lubbock? That game's probably completely different. Georgia, Ole Miss, I know we've seen that. But, Ole Miss, what they've done is incredible. So, I mean, hey, I don't know if you want anything to add about these playoffs so far, but it's all right. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't got much to say. It was definitely shocking to see Ohio State lose that game. But, I mean, hey, I'm happy they lost as a Michigan fan, and why wouldn't I be? So, it's been entertaining so far. I mean, the Georgia-Ole Miss game lived up to expectations from the first round. It was a very good, close game right to the end, last second. So, I mean, otherwise, I mean, they got to get rid of these teams like James Madison and Tulane. I think having two of them in there is pretty stupid. I think we should get rid of the whole idea of getting a non-Power 5 team anyway. Because I mean, look at the history so far; they've been getting whooped. It's not even a contest for these teams. You're leaving out spots for other teams that should be in. But I mean, the games have been decent so far. I was surprised that Indiana absolutely curb stomped Alabama by that much. I thought they'd beat them, but not by like 35 or whatever. So, I mean, that's all I got, though. I don't really care too much about this right now.
All right, we'll move on to picks for these two games, starting with the one tomorrow in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. It's Miami, Florida going against Ole Miss. The matchup will be can Chambliss evade pressure against this great Miami front and Mesidor and Bain. I think it's going to be a good game. Miami's favored by 3.5, but Ole Miss, 60% of the money is on Ole Miss in this game. I saw that on ESPN earlier. But I've watched these two teams. I think Ole Miss, they've had a great run. It would be awesome if they made the Natty. But I think it's just destined. The national championship game is in Miami. I'm going with the Canes. They're going to get it done. That defensive front's going to cause pressure, I believe. Bain, Mesidor, how many other guys they can send. I think they're going to cause pressure on Ole Miss offensive line. I think the Canes are just more physical. And if Carson Beck just does what he did against Ohio State, they're going to win this game. And they got Mark Fletcher to just pound the rock and just dominate everyone. So I'm going with the Canes. I think they get it done, but it's close.
I personally mostly agree with Will. I think that what I've seen from them, Miami, is honestly very impressive. They've looked decent during the season. They had those few, roadblocks in the middle of them. But I think that they really put it all together now. Their defense has been great all year and has even gotten better since. And I think their offense doesn't need to do too much if their defense is playing the way it has been playing. I think that they can just cause havoc the whole game, kind of make it an ugly game. That's the way they want to play. And I think that they can make Ole Miss play into their hands. I think that if Chambliss faces enough pressure, then he'll be rattled. And I think that Miami, if they need to, they can have the big play, whether it comes from Fletcher or Tony or even Carson Beck scrambling a little bit. I think that they have the weapons that they need offensively, and I think that in the end, the defense will just be enough to propel them over Ole Miss and get to the title game.
All right. I agree with you guys. It'll be close, but I'm gonna go in the other direction and take Ole Miss here. I think Miami's defense is good, but I think the two teams that they've played have not been as good or hasn't looked as good recently as Ole Miss has. I know Ohio State's offense is good, but I mean they put up a pretty poor performance against Miami, and I think Ole Miss can shake it up a little bit and maybe get some more down the field threats and stuff. So I'm gonna pick Ole Miss. I see it being close, being more high scoring than the game before against Ohio State, but I have them winning by one possession.
Should be a fun one in Glendale. The next one we got is on Friday night in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. It'll be a Big Ten rematch of Oregon against the Hoosiers. As we know, Indiana, they've had a great story this year. Kirk Cincinnati, Big Ten title in his second year. Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza. Playmakers all over the place. Becker, Cooper, Surratt, Black, Hemby, Nowakowski. They've got freaking everything. And, I mean, defense, Fisher. I mean, they got a lot of good players. I mean, Oregon also does too. They just lost their running back, Jordan Davison, for the year of freshman. That's huge for them. I think it's going to be another close game. Good battle between the QBs. I think if anyone's got to do more, I think it'll be Dante Moore. I don't think Mendoza is going to have to do much in this game unless they're down or it's very close. But I don't know. I think this Hoosiers team is just destined to do something great. So I'm going with Indiana. I think they win by either 7 or 10. They're favored by 3.5. I think they could win by a touchdown or 10 points. But I just think Indiana is the better team right now. So I'm going with Indiana to go against Miami in the national championship.
I'm going to have to agree here. I think Indiana's just too good of a team, and I think while this one won't be a blowout, I think Indiana is just more ready for this. I think that they've shown it all year that they've just been able to just dominate people. I don't think that this will be like that, but I think Indiana is just really well coached. They have the playmakers, they have the defense, they just have everything. And especially after seeing it last week against a real opponent, they can do it versus anyone. And I think that it'll continue this week. I think they'll beat Oregon for the second time. And honestly, I think that this year, either way for Oregon, has been really good. They've shown that if you get that first game in, it helps a lot, because the bye happened last year. They got, bent over by Ohio State. And, you much rather would have the game before, especially against James Madison. I mean, that was just so good for them. And now you see how ready they were for Texas Tech, and they got here. And that's just more of a reason to change it. I agree with the whole having the quarterfinals at the home stadiums thing. I think that's good. But I think that change is probably needed because what we got right now isn't too good. 1-7, the bye teams are in the quarterfinals, so that's just pretty terrible. But I do think Oregon's had a good season, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can pull this upset off just because of the talent that they have. But I think Indiana will be enough to get over to the championship.
All right, so I'm picking the Hoosiers as well, but I don't see this game being close. I think Indiana beats them by 20. They already proved on the road to beat them by 10
Oh, no,
earlier in
no
the
shot.
season.
Here
Everybody
we
was
go.
Will Browse, shut up, please. Everybody was doubting them earlier in the season. They went on the road to beat them by 10, and they've looked even like the better team that they have been the whole season. They're the number one seed. They absolutely just whooped Alabama. I see them beating Oregon by 20. I don't know why it's not possible. They're at a neutral site now. They looked even better since week, what was it, 7? I think that this could be a curb stomp, and I'm taking the Hoosiers by 20. I think Oregon's overrated like they are
Oh,
here. They always sell in the playoffs, and they're destined to do it now, and this is Indiana's time. So give me the Hoosiers by 20.
20 is crazy.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm
it's
not
really it's
even.
really not. They beat them by 10 on the road. That's one more score, 17 than 20. That's like nothing.
Oregon's looked really good, man.
I don't believe it. We'll see. When I'm right, we'll come back to this.
But
That's
Yeah.
what I think about that. But anyway, well, I got 2 great games those coming days, but we'll move on to the NFL because this is what Hayden really wants to get into. That game Sunday night was ridiculous. The Steelers pulled out a bare nail biter because the Ravens decided to let go Justin Tucker, let this rookie kick. Hadn't missed a field goal under, 40 yards all year long. And finally, the Steelers had some holy water, some black magic on that side of the end zone. Because, wow, Tyler Loop, how can you choke a situation so badly? I mean, cost them their season, cost Harbaugh his job, I'm sorry to say, but it did. It did. If they make the playoffs, he's still there. But, yeah, Steelers win by 1 point. That game was insane. Hayden can even, when he comes on and talks about it, his reaction was absolutely ridiculous. This man was jumping on his own door like a bunny rabbit. That's how hyped he was. He was screaming out of his mind. So, I don't know. It was a good game to watch. I mean, the Steelers are in the playoffs, but they got the Texans coming up. That's a tough matchup for them. But we'll see what goes on in that.
Yeah.
we do the Steelers game.
Yeah. I'll go first for this one. Yeah, crazy game. Absolute crazy game to kick us into the playoffs. I mean, it was a great game by both sides. I mean, the fact that we beat them by 2 also just is crazy because I feel like we really controlled the whole game except for the first quarter. I mean, they had some plays where it's just like we were this close to stopping them and blowing them out by 17, but then we beat them by 2. When it comes to me, I think of their last fourth down conversion on 4th and 7. We could have put the game away already. Lamar scrambles out, throws a dime down the field to get them in field goal range, which obviously they missed it. But I think of that play. I think of the other play on 3rd and I think it was 4 at midfield when Highsmith and Cam Hayward both have him wrapped up and they just let go, and then he just throws it down the field for a touchdown to go ahead. I'm just like, what are we doing? Or the other play where we before halftime with 2 seconds on 1st and goal decided to do a little pitch play against 2 against 3 on the outside when we don't even have numbers, and it's just like, what are we doing? I mean, I think we should have beat them by more, but I mean, I'm happy we won the game. It was definitely closer than I wanted to be because I felt like I said earlier, we obviously dominated most of the game. But I mean, hey, we won the game. We're in the playoffs. We get a home game. Rodgers played good. Despite criticism from anybody out there, including my own friends, Gavin McAfee. We're in the playoffs. Your team's not, and we got a home playoff game. And I feel really confident if the offense keeps the things going and we get DK Metcalf back and our defense cleans up a few different things that for most of the game they played good. If they clean up a few things, I think we can be a real threat in the playoffs and at least win 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, for the Steelers game, I was just shocked that it ended that way. The Steelers made a lot of defensive mistakes a lot of the game. They let up these long touchdowns, and I thought that they deserved to lose, especially after Boswell, who's supposed to be one of the most reliable kickers ever, just completely shanks an extra point to put them up 2 instead of 3. So I was really like, oh my gosh, no, this is actually about to happen like this. And it's 4th and whatever, and Lamar throws a ball that really wasn't even that good of a ball. It was just insanely somehow caught by Likely, and they're in field goal range. And honestly, I didn't like the move to go backwards and take a knee to get in the middle of the field. Like, run the ball up the middle and then call a timeout. Instead, you get two yards instead of -5. So that probably would have changed the outcome because, it would have helped them get closer. But instead, nope, let's rely on this kicker. Let's get him further away and then, yep, shank. Because the Steelers just have the black magic and they're just dying for that first round exit like they get every single year. And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. The Steelers are going to lose again in the first round. I don't care if it's at home or not. The Texans are winning that because their defense especially.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of good teams in these playoffs. There's in the NFC, there's a good amount of teams that could win it. AFC, I think it's wide open. It's been no Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow. But we're going to make some predictions on all these games quick. We'll start with two of them on Saturday. The first one, I think, is the least interesting. Rams versus the Panthers. Panthers, big strides for them. Playoffs for the first time in God knows how long for them. So it's happy for their fan base. The improvement they've had under Dave Canales has done great. But they've run into a team with Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and Sean McVay, and I'm going with them, and they're winning this game by 10 or more points against the Panthers. I think the Rams lost to him last time, but Stafford had one of his worst games of the year, but I don't see that happening again, so I'm going with the Rams in easy fashion in Carolina over the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree with the bros. I'll take the Rams as well. Props to Carolina for making it. They really got it handed to them, and they didn't even win the game against the Bucks to assure themselves of getting in. They had to wait for another outcome in the division to happen for them. So I guess they're in, but they didn't really earn it. But I'll take the Rams as well. It's not really competition. Anybody out of that conference or that division, excuse me. It was going to get probably curb stomped by the 5 seed anyway. I don't really think that there's a very good team in there, especially the way the Bucks have looked. If you asked me at the beginning of the season, the Bucks I thought were pretty good. The same with Will Rod. We thought they were going to be pretty solid, but they've choked their season away, and the Panthers are definitely not a good team. So the Rams take this one easily.
Yeah, I'm going with the same thing as you guys here. I think that the Rams are a much, much better team. And honestly, the Panthers are really lucky to be in the playoffs. Props to them for making it. Bryce Young and the whole team. I think that this is a big accomplishment for them. But then again, the NFC South is absolute dog shit. And the Bucks, I don't know what the hell happened to them. This is supposed to be a year where they prove some people wrong because they had the talent to do it. And they were looking good for a while, and then they just choked. It was weird because as soon as they got some receivers back and the offense was less than just Ibuka, they got worse. I don't know how that's really possible, but it did happen. But in this game, I just don't think the Panthers have a shot at all. The Rams are the much better team, and I think that they are really just a Super Bowl contender. I really like the Rams, and I think that they'll just blow by the Panthers easily here.
Yeah, and then next one we got a division rivalry, one of the best rivalries in the NFL. We have the Packers and the Bears, third time this year. Packers and Bears split in the regular season, both great games. They were both close. In Soldier Field, Chicago's going to be rocking. I know Boz is going to be excited for this one. I think it's going to come down to which defense can get the major stop. Both these defenses have been kind of lackluster. The Bears are really turnover dependent. The Packers lost Parsons. That's out of their control, but not having him is killer. But should be a good matchup. But this is going to be my upset, I think. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to beat the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field because I trust Jordan Love. I'm more than Caleb Williams. That's my heart right now. I think Jordan Love gets it done. Comeback game. Ben Johnson's magical season is over. He's owned by He's owned by Dan Campbell, and then he'll be owned by the Packers after this one. So I'm going with Green Bay to pull off the upset as the 7th seed because we've seen them do this before. I think they get it done again because I think their defense is just a little bit better than Chicago. So I'm going with the Packers in the upset.
See, bros, I'm like right there with you. Like I want to pick the Packers because I just got that feeling in the back of my head that it's just destined to be a Rodgers and Steelers versus Packers in the Super Bowl. Like it's just destined to be there. But at the same time, if I'm being realistic, that is probably not going to happen because the Packers are just buns. I don't know how they got in. The Lions should be in over them if they didn't choke so many games during the season. But I'll take the Bears out of good faith from my friend Ashton. His team's been terrible for years. I hope they do well. Just like I hope he does. Hope he thinks that my team will do well also. So I'll take the Bears. They're at home. I think they'll probably win, but it'll be close because they split in the season.
Yeah, there's no way I'm picking the Packers in this game. Not even because I want the Bears to win or I think that I hate the Packers or anything, I just think that, first of all, Boz would be upset hearing Bros say all that bullshit about the Packers if he was here because that's not fucking happening, dude. I'm sorry. I want to believe that the Packers still own the Bears because it's kind of funny and I like making fun of Boz for it, but it's just not true anymore. That crazy comeback that they had in Chicago earlier this year was just so good, and I think that this is really turning the page. I mean, there's no way in that environment. They've been waiting for this for so long, especially against their rival. Like, this is going to be absolute cinema, and I think that the Bears, this is their time. And while they might not go too far, I think that they're at least winning this first round. So give me the Bears for sure.
Yeah, it should be a good one in Soldier Field. Forecasts are predicting snow, so this might be a snow game in Chicago. We'll have to wait and see. But moving on to Sunday, there's three really good games. Starting with the first one, I think it's the most underrated matchup. It's Jacksonville hosting Buffalo. If you would have told me Trevor Lawrence would have played this good this year after what he put up last year, which is straight buns, you probably wouldn't have believed me. But this matchup, I think, is even. I think Buffalo's defense is still suspect. Jags actually have a good defense. They've beaten some good teams this year. They beat the Broncos for the number one seed in the AFC. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is playing out of his mind. He's got weapons all over the place. Strange, Myers, Washington, Thomas, ETN. I mean, Tootin. I mean, they got everything. By the other side, you got Josh Allen. And let's be honest, that's all the Bills have besides him and James Cook are those two. If they don't play Superman, I do think the Bills win this game because I don't trust their receivers. I don't. They have no receivers. And, I mean, that's been the story of Josh Allen. He's had nobody at receiver. I mean, he has Kincaid, which, I mean, it's okay, I think. But, we've seen Josh Allen. I think he's going to play very well in this game. I think it's a quarterback battle. But I hate to say it. I know Haynes going to get a little mad at me for this one. But I'm taking Mr. Number One overall. I'm taking T-Law on this. Give me the Jags. Jags are getting it done. If this game was in Buffalo, I'd go the Bills. But we're going Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's the better team. I think Lawrence outplays Allen. And I think the Jaguars move on. And I don't want to be the one to believe this, but I think Josh Allen getting beaten that first round could lead to a head coach opening in Buffalo. But that's all I'm saying. So I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah, oh man, this is a tough game. I don't know. It's crazy to see Trevor Lawrence play like we all thought he would be when he came out of Clemson, being the best quarterback in college, and he's looked like he came straight out of the draft like we expected him to be this season, but he hasn't lived up to that in the past. And I know they got a home playoff game, but it's Jacksonville. Like, they don't have the craziest environment there, so I think you really just got to pick on players at this point in the playoffs because players come to play. And I believe that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league right now, and I'm going to stick with my guts and pick the Bills to win on the road.
Yeah, I think that for Josh, I think that this is something he's been waiting for. And that something was having a playoffs in the AFC with no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, and no Joe Burrow. Those are all the guys that were standing in his way before. And I just don't think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the guy that dethrone him. I think that it could happen later on. I think, maybe he'll choke. But as of right now, I think that he's going to be enough to carry them at least through this round. I'm not a huge believer in the Jaguars. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're a great team. They don't have the experience to get through this round. So I'm going to go with the Bills.
All right, should be a good one at 1 o'clock. The next one we got is at 4. San Fran going into Philly. San Fran's offense was great all year. Then they got kind of stymied by that Seahawks defense, which is incredible. And now they're going up against another good defense in Philly, which, carries, I think, their team, as we could say. Philly's offense has been so up and down this year. Just overall, just like it's good, it's shit, or it's just mid at best. But San Fran, they got McCaffrey, Kittle, Purdy. Purdy's playing on a roll right now. But the 49ers defense is so bad, man. They're so awful. They're no Bosa, no Warner. That kills your defense. Kills you. And they have one of the worst run defenses in the league. And we saw the Seahawks with Zach Charbonnet run all over their throats. And the Eagles have Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I understand this is going to be a good game. I'm a Cowboys fan. As much as it hurts me to say this, I don't think San Fran's the team to beat them. I'm going with the Eagles. That hurts for me to say, but I just think they're the more physical team than San Fran. And it's in Philly. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles as well, just because they're at home. I mean, San Fran did not look good against the Seahawks. They struggled in every aspect of the game. I think it'll be similar on the road in Philly, so I'll take the Eagles.
I think it's funny that Bros is picking his rival because honestly, I would never pick Michigan. Especially after Shadiddy was fired. I, I don't know. I couldn't really do that. I just want to make fun of my rivals. I don't want to make any other decision. So, but I have no real say in this game because Philly's not my rival. San Fran's not the Browns' rival. So I'm good with picking Philly. I think that the 49ers don't have the full complete team like they should have, especially with injuries. So I think that the more experienced team from last year coming off a Super Bowl will be able to get it done.
Yeah, and then the last one we got to cap off Sunday night is the big one in New England. New England versus the Chargers. Drake May's had an incredible year. Mike Vrabel could win Coach of the Year. He's done so well in New England. But the Chargers coming in, Justin Herbert still has not won a playoff game, which is insane with the talent he has. Jim Harbaugh coming in. He's destined to win a playoff game after they got destroyed by Houston last year. It's going to be a great environment in New England. Sunday Night Football. The last time they hosted a game was Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot. And I don't know. This Patriots team is good, man. And I don't see them losing at home in their first playoff game in 5 years or so. I'm going with the Patriots. And I know Justin Herbert's such a good quarterback. But I just think the Patriots are a better team than the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going with New England. I think they get it done, and I think they move on. It's going to be a close game, but I got the Patriots at home.
Yeah, this is a tough game for me to pick, but I'll just get quick to the point. I'm going to take the Chargers, actually. I think the Patriots are a solid team. They're a young team, but I just do not feel like this is their year to make a deep run. I don't care if they don't win a playoff game. They have like the same record of against teams that are above 500 as the New York Giants. So I mean, they haven't really played anybody good this year, and the teams that they have played that are decent, I feel like are just going to beat them. And I think the Chargers have a very good chance to beat them this time too. Drake May and the squad has no experience. Justin Herbert doesn't have much more, but I think Herbert's a better player. And I think the Chargers, this is their year. Yeah, this is the time to play. This is the time to win a game like this. And they've looked good when they play good. And I think they're going to this time. I think the Patriots are overrated. Is like I said. I think Chargers squeak one away here.
Hayden, did you just say Justin Herbert was a better player than Drake May?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I did. Yep, I
Oh,
did.
my God. Yep, here we go. The delusional Rodgers fan. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's not like Drake May is second in MVP. Where's Herbert on that list? Oh, fucking nowhere. He's behind fucking Sam Darnold. You know how bad? Come on. Come on.
I will
Come
take Justin
on.
Herbert any day of the week to build my team around
Not
than
over Drake.
Drake May.
Over Drake.
But go ahead. Do you, bros. That's why your Dak
Oh,
Prescott Cowboys fans have been the worst team of all time. Because you build your
have
team
you
around
seen
Dak
Drake May
Prescott.
play this year, dude?
Keep going though. Tell me Drake May is better than
Did
Herbert.
you
I don't
see
care. His
Justin
stats are a
Herbert
little better.
Justin Herbert against the Texans last week or the week before that? He was fucking awful.
No, I didn't.
Awful. Yeah,
Do you see
exactly.
Drake May against the Steelers when and they threw like 4 picks and 5 turnovers in one game? Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't remember that,
See him
but
the rest of the
whatever.
season.
yeah. But let's just say if they play you guys again, they're whooping your ass. It's
Yeah,
not that.
I'm sure. Keep going
Well,
though.
I
I'll
mean,
take Herbert and the Chargers.
I don't know what the hell Hayden's on. I'm gonna agree with Bros actually because Drake May,
Uh,
honestly, I think he's my MVP. He's been really good this year, and even though I don't necessarily like the Patriots,
no. I love Drake May, but it's Stafford. It's Stafford.
it's not. He just had a dog shit game when it mattered most, just recently against the Falcons. I'm sorry, I can't root for that.
Stafford's like almost 40. He's throwing fucking dimes all over the place. But I
Yeah,
mean, it does help when you have
division.
Puka Nakua, Devontae Adams.
What I'm
I mean, let's
saying,
be honest. Drake
he has
Mayo
enough
only got
coaching
6, and that's fucking it.
digs. I think that May's done more with less, and that's another reason why I think he's better than and what's his name on the Chargers, Herbert, because he's done more with less, and I think that they're going to win this game because even though I think they're somewhat frauds as a team, I think that they're better than the Chargers, and I think that they'll get through with this one just because they're the better team. I think they'll lose the next round most likely, but I think they'll get this one done.
All right, then the last one we got is the Monday night capper in Pittsburgh. Those 10-7 Steelers won the AFC North, and now they have the hot Houston Texans coming into town. You know, that defense is brutal. I mean, Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter. I mean, that defense is just going to absolutely eat up that Pittsburgh offensive line. This ain't the fucking Ravens defense that was awful last week. You got an actual defense coming in. And against a quarterback, which I hate to say can throw the ball but can't move for jack shit. I know they had DK coming back. I mean, they're so lucky they won that game because if they didn't win that division, DK Metcalf would have been the whole reason they lost the last 2 games. And, I mean, that all would have been on him, I think. And I think, who knows, Tylen may still be gone if they lose that game. But I think it's a close game. It's in Pittsburgh. It's going to be, I think, a low-scoring affair. I think both defenses are going to play very well. But I'm going with the Buckeye and the Texans to get it done. It's going to be the Texans and C.J. Stroud moving on against the Steelers. The Steelers, I just don't think offensively are going to move the ball down the field against the Texans. I don't think the Steelers score more than 13 points in this game. I don't. I don't believe they do. And, hey, you can shake your head all you want. Yeah, play that bullshit button because you know I'm right. That Houston defense is absolutely insane. I think they sack Rodgers at least 4 times. I hate to say it. I think they're going to. They sacked Josh Allen 11 times, Hayden. 11 times. And Josh Allen can move. Aaron Rodgers moves as old as a fucking frail as fuck. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But I'm going with Houston. I think they get it done. It's a close game. I think Pittsburgh's defense plays well, but I think Houston just plays better because I think Houston has the better offense than Pittsburgh.
Bros, I'll just put it to you this way. I think the Steelers are going to win. I think they're the better team. It's at home. And in case you're unfamiliar, I think Tomlin is something like 20-0 or something on Monday Night Footballs. So I'm going to keep that streak rolling and make it like 21-0 or something like that. I'm taking the Steelers to beat them by a solid amount, probably around 10, I'd say. I think our defense has played good. If they cut out the 2 mistakes in the game against the Ravens, it's not even a close game. And I think Rodgers and the offense has been playing well recently, and without DK Metcalf, who's our biggest threat down the field. So bringing him back just opens it up even more. And you can say this Houston Texans defense is good, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Our defense is good, and our offense has been playing very well without our best deep threat down the middle and on the outside of the field. So I'll take the Steelers in a close one. But I'm telling you, man, this team can get hot, and you're going to be worried about the Steelers. I'm telling you right now. Call me crazy,
Dude,
but
the Steelers' defense is not better than Houston's, bro, and you know that.
I think they
You
can
know
be
it.
if they cut out some of the mistakes.
Oh, God, here we go. Here
Hey,
we
that's
go.
absolute bullshit. Fucking hog ass
Whatever.
bullshit.
When the Steelers win, we'll come back to this again. The Texans are not winning
Oh,
on the road. I'm telling you right now.
dude,
C.J. Stroud
we'll come
is a
back to this,
fraud.
man.
He is a fraud, bro.
The entire
He's better than
Steelers
Aaron
organization
Rodgers.
is a
He's
fraud, dude.
25.
When's the last
Oh,
time you even won a playoff game? It's been years and years and years and years and years and
I don't
years.
I don't know, but I
you
don't
want,
I don't like
and
the
I actually
Texans
just
in
looked
this
this
game at
up.
all.
Last 2 years, the Stroud has played. He played the Browns. They were the number 1 defense. Cooked them. They played the Chargers. Top 2 defense.
Browns.
Cooked them. Yeah, you think he's going to struggle with your defense? Your defense gave up 25 points to the Ravens. The Ravens. You gave up 138 yards to Zay Flowers because Jalen Ramsey can't play a single lick of defense. And now you have
Whole
Nico
team is
Collins.
retiring at home, man.
Like, oh
I'm
my
going with
God.
the Texans,
I
by the way. Texans easily.
You can call our team a retirement home, but our team is still swinging and has a chance while both of your teams have a losing record, straight bums for 5+ years now and haven't done jack crap. So I'm going to keep my team in. You can call them retirement home, but they're still swinging while your team is retired on the sidelines in Cancun for the rest of the year.
Well, I mean, we both know our teams are dog shit. So, I mean, that's just – that doesn't make any sense what you just said. But,
Hayden,
I
you want to
mean –
know something? Hayden, the difference
What?
between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers is that the Steelers play one more game than the Browns every year. And that's because they get a wild card game, then they lose. That's the only one team is slightly less
Well,
dog shit than the other. That's it.
I mean,
you
technically,
can
Cleveland's
keep
better than
thinking that, but when
Baltimore.
the Browns are still
Baltimore got
bad for the
swept by
next
you.
5 years,
Browns
we'll
getting
think about
Cardinal Tate. We have
that
the
again.
easiest schedule in the league. Watch
Yeah.
out. Browns making the playoffs next year.
Cowboys are getting Caleb Downs next year.
Nope.
Here we go. We just can't even stay on topic about the Houston game in Pittsburgh. We're just going to talk about our terrible
Oh, no,
teams over there.
I'm not saying
Bro,
Pittsburgh's
so you
not a
guys can pay Dak Prescott however much money you paid him for good play, but if the rest of the team can't do anything, there's just no point.
He's not the problem.
You can't
He
win more
plays
than
good
8
football.
games with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on your team. Like, come on, dude. That's
He
pathetic. I'm
plays good.
sorry.
It's not his fault.
Like I said in the first podcast before the season even started, the Cowboys will not do anything in this world until Jerry Jones is dead. Whether that becomes death,
Yep.
ill, retirement, I don't
Death
care.
threats.
Whatever
Here we go
they're
again.
not going to do anything until he's gone. So all I'm saying is they will not do anything until that man is gone. I don't wish ill upon him, but I'm just stating facts here that they will not do jack diddly until he's gone. So you can say whatever you want, but it's been a fact. They have not done anything as an organization for 10 years now. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, 2015 was their best hope. Look where he's at now. So you can keep dreaming. My team's in the playoffs, unlike yours. So keep smoking that pot, I guess. I don't even know. You're just blasphemous to say the Cowboys even have a chance at anything.
All right. One more thing before we go. I want to ask you both, what's your Super Bowl matchup for you right now as we go into the playoffs? Who do you have?
Well, my original pick was the Bills and Rams. I don't think the Bills will get that far. I think the Rams still could, but I'm going Steelers Rams. It's my playoff. It's my Super Bowl.
Oh, my. So I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say it's Bills versus Rams. Because I think Josh Allen is ready to make that
So you're
next
just
step.
taking straight out of my book. Yep, you can just tell me I'm the best without saying it. That's all right. Go ahead.
No. You know what? Just because you say that, I might want to change it.
Good. I'm glad you do want to change it.
But everyone in the AFC is such frauds, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, especially the Patriots, man. They're frauds. I'm telling you.
I agree. You know what? No. I'm going Texans. The Texans, baby. The Texans and the Rams. It's happening.
Here we go. All right, here's mine. NFC. We got not the Rams, not the Eagles. We got the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. That defense
Nice
is
one
going to
seed.
carry
Yep.
them
This
to a
one there.
Super Bowl. If Sam Darnold just plays mid at best, they're going to be in the Super Bowl. I hate to say it. I mean, he's not going to play excellent football, but that defense is great. The only team that could make it, I think, is the Rams or the Seahawks. I think it's one of those two. I'm going with the Seahawks. And AFC, it's so wide open. I mean, there's so many flaws in each team. I mean, Bo Nix is up and down. That Patriots defense is up and down. Jacksonville's up and down. Pittsburgh is fucking Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just anyone could be anyone. Houston's up and down with their offense. I mean, everyone, honestly, any of those AFC teams could win it, and I wouldn't be surprised who wins it. But I'm going to agree with one of the people on this one. I think it's the Houston Texans making the Super Bowl out of the AFC. I think they're going to beat New England in the conference championship. C.J. Stroud is going to the Super Bowl. And, hey, you can laugh all you want, but just wait till that brother dimes your asses up because your DBs can't guard fucking jack shit if they fell off a fucking boat. All right? I mean, your defense played so ass on Sunday night. If you think your offense could do shit against that defense, like you're just fucking insane. I hate to say it.
Here, I can at least maybe understand you might think they beat the Steelers, like whatever. You guys don't like them. Will Rabb's a Browns fan. Bro's just a generational hater of my team because his team's been in the abyss of poop for years now. So whatever, I can understand that. But if you think they're making the Super Bowl out of the AFC, I just think that's crazy. I don't understand.
Dude, you know how good that defense
Exit,
is?
dude.
That
I don't
defense
care
is
about
like
I don't care about the defense. CJ Stroud and the offense are frauds, bro. I'm telling you right now, they're straight frauds. If you really think they're going to go
they're
through
better than your fucking offense.
on the road at Pittsburgh, then their next game is probably going to be on the road too, since they're a 5 seed, and then the last game is also going to be probably a road game. Even if they get there, you're telling me they're going to win 3 on the road? That's just blasphemy. I'm sorry. They're not making the Super Bowl.
Yes,
God.
they can. Yes, they can. Yes, they
I'm
can.
going to win the first round, dude. You're telling me you're going to get all the way to the Super Bowl. You're just, God, insane. Insane. You're only picking them because CJ Stroud is your only hope because your team sucks. You have to pick an Ohio State player that is currently playing, and that it happens to be CJ Stroud. So that's the only reason you're picking him, and you know it.
No, it's not. I think the Texans have the best defense in the league, and I think CJ Stroud is an underrated quarterback.
Whatever.
Right,
I got my point. The Steelers are going to win, and you guys can think what you want, but we'll come back to it at some point and see who was right and who's wrong. So.
all right. Well, that about do it here. Do you guys have anything else to add, or we're good?
Perk Riders about to bring it home, baby.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. We thank you for listening, and we'll see you for the next one.